Hello, guys. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, indentation, it matters in Python. How you donate blocks of code. Blocks of code should have the same indentation. So that's how Python will know that those are the code which should be processed if this condition is true. Clear, guys? So let's take these line of codes to discuss them. Okay. So here it will ask us to add or to input the value of X. Let's choose 2021. Then we will use the second line of code, which is enter the value of this one. So 2019. So we enter X and Y. X value is 2021, which is any number I choose. You can choose whatever you want. And for Y, I chose 2019. Then here we will start with the if statement. So how they indent them? If one to print. So with the first condition here, I put if X equal Y. If it's true, print X and Y are equal. And if Y not equal 0, print therefore X over Y is X over Y. Else if, this is for the first if you look to the indentation, it's at the same level. X less than Y, print X is here, not S, is smaller, Y is smaller. So then this should be at the same indentation as the block executed here, which is the first one tab. Here we have two tab because this code in this indentation will be executed if this one is true. And here is the last one. And the print thanks, it will be printed anyhow. So let's execute this one. So 2019 is smaller than 21, and thanks will be printed anyhow because it's indented at the same level, which means it will be executed anyhow. It's not part of the statements that will be evaluated if any one of those conditions is the same. Again, let's repeat. Now, X and Y, they are equal. So what here will be printed, guys? Who can tell me the answer? What will be printed here after this command? Who can tell me?
To say X and Y are equal, then X over Y is 1.
Yes, then there is another thing to be printed.
Thanks.
Yes. X and Y are equal, therefore X slash Y is 1, and thanks. And as you remember from last class, guys, be careful. When I ask you in the quiz, what is the output of this? Any division should be in real number, even if it's an integer, the answer. Do you remember this? Any output of division, by default, it's a floating point result. Okay, let's repeat for the third time.
Dear Professor, I have a question.
Yes?
How it prints thanks at the end?
Because of the indentation, as I told you, since it's at the same level with if and else if, then it's not part of else or it's a print statement that will be executed with any condition of those. That's why we use indentation. Once the first indentation, that means these codes or line of codes will be executed if this condition is true. Those will be executed if this condition is true. That's why we make indentation, that this block code will be executed if this if statement is true. Since this line is at the same level of indentation, it will be executed anyhow. Let's make this one like this. What does that mean? It will be printed only if X is greater than Y. It will print Y is smaller and thanks. But in this way, it will be printed anyhow because it's a separate line, it's not connected to if statements. Is that clear?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. So now we use X greater than Y and X equal Y. Now we will use Y is greater. Then we will enter the value of Y. Now we will run this code. What it will print, guys?
X is smaller, thanks.
Yes. X is smaller, thanks. Okay, let's make it this way To make it clear, what do we mean by indentation? So it will, what will it print now?
X is smaller.
Only. Amazing. Do you see the difference of indentation? Because with this one, then the Python will consider that this command will be executed only if this condition is true, because it's with indent as a block of code related to this if statement. Okay, is that clear? Equal versus equal. Equal is used as an assignment statement, as we mentioned in the previous class, that we're assigning whatever in the right hand side as a one value to the whatever in the left hand side. So here X will be equal for float input that we will enter. Y is equal for a float input that we will be enter using a keyboard. Now, if X equal Y, then print X and Y are equal, the same thing. So the equal, it has only one answer, either true or false. Here, the answer is a numeric floating value. If we write if X equal Y, we will have a syntax error, because after if we should have a logical operation, a comparison. Okay, guys. So here with this image, it's showing you if we keep going right, it will take you back to the same screen and stuck in a loop. If exit right, set background towards background. If exit right, set background towards background. If exit right, set background, and so on, which will keep you on the same screen, and you will go in a loop that will be never ended. So we have to try, or to make sure that our program is not going in infinite loop or unended branching. We call it a branching, that our program will take a branch either here or here, and it will go for endless story. So try to make your condition are clear. There is a termination condition which will give you a result and end the program correctly. Now we have the first type of loop, that we repeat some expressions. We have two types for a certain number of times, from 1 to 10, for example, 10 times, or for unknown number of iterations, but there is a condition. Once it's happened, then the loop will stop. But at that time, we don't know how many iterations we'll go with this expression. And this one, the first one, which is unknown, how many times it will loop or iterate, we call it the while loop. And we said while there is a condition, do this expression. Condition, that mean evaluates to be a Boolean, either true or false. If the condition is true, do all step inside the while code block until the condition will become false. Repeat until the condition is false. For example, while A greater than B, do 1, 2, 3. 3 steps I have, or 3 expressions. The program will keep doing those loop until A is not greater than B anymore, which means with each iteration, I have to change the value of A to reach at certain point to negate the truth of A is greater than B. So while loop example, you are in the lost forest, go left or right. Program, n equal input, you are in the lost forest, go left or right, while n equal right, since n is equal right, and input, you are in the lost forest, go left or right, print you go out of the lost forest. So you remember at the first one here, we said if we keep going right, we'll go for endless loop. Here, we give a condition to go left or right. Since n is equal right, you will repeat this operation. Once n equal left, then the program will stop. Iterate through numbers in a sequence, more complicated with while loop. We'll go with this example. We here said n equals 0. While n is less than 5, print n equal n plus 1. Also the indentation here, that means while this condition is true, do those codes. Once we change the indentation, that means we are outside of the block code of the while statement. So who can tell me what will be the output of this code before we start running it?
N equals 1.
Sorry? Can you repeat?
N equals 1.
n
No.
equals 0 to 4.
What the program will print? I'm asking about the output. What it will be on the screen?
0 to 4.
0 to 4. Okay, sounds good. Let's try it and make sure that what we are saying is correct. Guys, there are some similar examples for even and odd. You can try it yourself. I upload these codes file on OWL, so you can try it yourself. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. So let's see what it will do from 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we change this one to equal? What it will print?
To 5.
Yes. Is that great, guys? Now, there is a shortcut for loop. Once I know the number of loops that I need to repeat or iterations, then it's easier to use a for loop for n in range 5, print n. What does this code will do? Why it's giving error?
The indentation.
The indentation, yes. So the default for loop, it will increase the value of n each time by 1, unless specified that I need the jump to be less than 1 or greater than 1. If you remember in C++, we were calling it step. Do you remember? In C++, we were writing for I equal 0, semicolon, I less or equal to 10. Then we write I plus a plus, which means add I by 1, or I plus equal 2, which means I equal I plus 2, or I equal plus 0.5, which means at that time I need the step to go each time by half. We will see how we will do it on Python. Okay, guys? So for a variable, rate some number expression. Each time through the loop, variable take a value. First time, variable start with the smallest value. Next time gets previous value plus 1, etc. This is the default. Once we are talking about range, then we write start, stop, step. Same as C++, but without the semicolon. We write start at 5, stop at 11, each time increase 2. Here we write start at 7, stop at 10. And since we don't decide the third one, which is the step, that means choose the default. The default is 1. So let's see this example. We don't give initial value to my sum. So we'll do 0 plus 1, etc. till we are done. So the sum will be 45. If we do this, what will happen?
It will print for each iteration.
Yes, it will print for each iteration. 0, 1, then 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus it will go 3 plus 3, it will be 6, 6 plus 4, it will be 10, 10 plus 5, it will be 15, 15 plus 6, it will be 21, till it reach to the 45. Clear, guys? So let's try this. It will give us 24. From 7 to 10. Let's see it iteration by iteration. 7 plus 8, 15. 15 plus 9, it will be 24. Good guy? Clear? Here with the step, and we'll do some plays here to see the different stories. What's going on here? Why is it just print 5?
Because of the break.
Yes, if the sum reached to 5, which is in the first iteration, it will reach to 5, then it's a break. But if we choose this one, it will print 22. Who can explain to me why 22?
I think it because here we set the step length is 2.
Sorry? Okay.
Or maybe my
To make
connection
it-
is not
to make
good.
it
I said
your-
here we set the step length is 2.
So the first time it will take 5. Is it equal 5 added by 1? Yes, it will be 6. Then once it will be 6, 13 to 22, because each time, sorry, not 6, 7, the second one, because 5, 7, 9. Those, the one who will be executed, because we have here step 2. If we remove the step 2, it will back to 46. Okay, if we make it a step, it will give an error. Float object could not be interpreted as an integer. So here, what I want you to know, it should be integer. It should be an integer value. Is that clear? Clear, guys, for the loop? And here we are talking about the break statement. It will be immediately exit whatever the loop it is in. Once it's satisfied, it will break either in for or while or whatever. And it will skip all the remaining operation, exit only innermost loop. Wherever its indentation connected to that one, it will exit that one. If the indentation is here, it will exit the main one. Is that clear? Guys?
Clear.
Yes, Professor.
Okay, question till here? Questions? Okay. Here's the break statement. As we mentioned, it break at 5, which make it one loop. This is the for versus while. As I mentioned, what is the difference? For for loops, we know the number of iteration. The end early via break, both they can end early via break, uses a counter. Here you use a counter, but you must initialize from the beginning before the loop, and you have to do the increment inside the loop. With for, we don't need that. Can rewrite a for loop using while. Many not be able to rewrite a while loop using a for loop. If I don't know, and it depends on certain condition, I don't know, I cannot transfer to loop. So any for could be converted to while, but not vice versa. Remember this information, very important, guys, in a quiz, true or false, multiple choices. Remember those things, huh? I'm giving you some hints. So for versus while, is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, do this example by yourself, and we will discuss it at the beginning of next week class. There are something I have to mention. Our TA will send an email or announcement maybe by tomorrow for a link for a Google Sheet, that this Google Sheet you have to insert your name as a group. The minimum number of a group members should be 4, the maximum is 5. If you need an exception, don't hesitate to email me and CC the TA so she is aware. So the thing as the following: she will send the Excel sheet or the Google Sheet, sorry. Group number 1, member 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the fields that she's requiring for to form the group. If you don't know anybody, then there is another section at the bottom of the sheet. You can add as your name as individual, and myself and the TA will pick randomly and form the groups. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, Professor.
So
Yes,
try
Professor.
thinking. And guys, there is a deadline to fill this sheet. So she will, I think she will send it tomorrow. I talked to her today early morning. She will send it by tomorrow. She will give you till next Wednesday. And even during this time, once the group are formed, start to think about the group topic. I will put some guides how to pick your group project topic, because each topic that you will suggest should be approved by me and the TA. So at the beginning, start thinking about your grouping, because I don't want to pick randomly and form the group. Once I was a student, I don't like this way. Sometimes you will be very lucky to be with an active group members. Sometimes it's not. If you choose that, put your name in the individual, then I can assign a group for those. But I would prefer that all of you to form your group by yourself. Any question before we are done?
Professor, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So how many members can form a team? I mean, like 4 or 5 people can form a group, or how does it work?
Yes, The minimum is 4. The maximum is 5. If there is like you need to be less than 4, I would not accept. But in some circumstances, they might like that you are a housemate, you are neighbors. Since it's an online, then I would accept under certain circumstances to be 6 members in the group. But the ideal for me is 5. Try to have 5 members in your group. The ideal for me is 5.
Okay, Professor. Thanks.
You are welcome.
Sure.
But don't be less than 4. Some group, guys, to be a bit flexible, you said that we are 3, we don't know anybody else. Then put your 3 names. Then once I start picking from those individuals, I will add a group member to your group. At least 3 of you know each other and they are happy to be in the same group, but you have to accommodate your new colleague and deal with him equally, same as you. Because there is a philosophy behind the group. It will try to teach you the teamwork in the workplace. You are a graduate student. You are a master of engineering, so you will be one day at a senior level. So you need to manage your team groups. Perfect. So that's a kind of a practice. Practicing this during our course. Okay, guys, if you don't have any question, you are free to leave. If you have a question, I'm waiting. Questions? Okay, I will stop recording here. See you next week. I'll wait for another 2 minutes. For those who has a question, if you don't have a question, feel free to leave and see you next week, guys. And hopefully it will go through if something happening, because I'm flying this Wednesday to Middle East, and my next class, you will receive it from Middle East. But hopefully it will go finally, because last year also I taught not this course, another course, and it was successful experience. See you next week. Feel free to leave, guys.